We've all seen the videos about Marlow cheating, and everything was proven wrong. We all know what's happening about Marlow, and today, everything was just proven wrong. All the videos that you see of the same exact clip over and over again, everything was just false. So casually today, Marlow just dropped a video of proving everything's false, all the allegations Marlow's not cheating. And the video is just like exactly 2 hours long, but I'm not going to be watching a 2-hour video, but basically, it's just like Marlow hand cam footage and just screenshot footage of proving everything that it's no hacks, PC's totally clean, and everything. Marlow did comment it in the description that this isn't a response video. I intend to go into detail about much information being spread in an extensive video, which I'll be working on separately from this one. So there will be another video coming out about everything in depth of techniques that Marlow will be making probably new tutorials on, which is good. And all information about MCTiers new updates, which is the future of MCT. I read most of this. It's basically the future of MCTiers and sort of about the PvP rank that there's a certain amount of people working on. There are 4 questions I'll be talking about in this video. 1. What is the future of MCTiers and what did Marlow type in this document? 2. How can we explain the clips that was used as evidence for Marlow cheating? 3. When will the full video drop about all this misinformation? And 4. Why did Marlow retire from all of these game modes? So I'll be starting off with the first question, which is, what is the future of MCTiers? Also, all the footage I use for any other YouTuber will be linked in the description below, as well as this document. Alright, so let's get on with the first question. So the future of MCTiers is, this is what Marlow wrote, and the only thing I'll be discussing here is improved tiering system, matchmaking accuracy, mid-tiers, etc., improving parity between lists, conversion to a different punishment system, and why migrate. The rest of this information is just Learn's beef with Marlow, and I'm not going to discuss about that. You can just watch the video that Marlow put of the MCTiers community. Alright, so the first one, the current ranking of the system. So I'm just going to read this out loud and just give you my thoughts, what I think about this. So Marlow puts, the best way to describe the tier list is that it does a fairly good job at evaluating the skill level of top level players, and a fairly poor job at evaluating the skill level of mid-level players, which I agree, because it's easy bias, to be honest, which is, yeah. The current tiering system is composed of voluntary staff trying their best to evaluate the relative skill level of each player based on a set of matches against them. Mid to low ranking players, low tier 3 to low tier 5, make up roughly 98% of the player base. So there's hardly people that's actually decent at the game. You're considered good if you're high tier 3 plus. Anything else, you're just considered mid. I'm only low tier at Crystal, so yeah. Experience bottlenecks in testing due to 30-day testing cooldown period, which is true. Some days you can play really bad, while others you can play extremely good. The tests themselves are also unfortunately grounded in potential human error and bias due to the difficulty in guessing a player's skill range based on intuition, which is actually very true, like what I just said. The success of the system relies on several unreasonable assumptions to be true. That existing ranks are already accurate. Yeah, because you can just get tested once, get low tier 2 or high tier 3, and just never have to test again and just keep that rank, even though you can lose skill and this actually be at high tier 4 skill level. 2. That volunteer testers are capable of accurately guessing a player's skill level and objectively based off of a few matches with them alone. That is true. You can get some really bad players and they'll give you low tier 3, and you can get some really good testers that will just 4-0 you and give you low tier 4, and your actual skill level is just high tier 4 in between that area. So each tester has a different play style, which is true. These assumptions do not hold. Determining a player's rank based on evaluating their gameplay is known to be difficult. In fact, guess to rank videos, yes, which are popular for this reason, blah blah blah. If a player makes a mistake on their test or fails to represent themselves accurately due to a variety of circumstances, they are forced to wait an entire month to retest, with additional time and scheduling factor in difficulties entering the queue or lack of staff availability. I'm trying to get tests in SMP and no one is on queue. Like, there's literally no testers at all. Like, at least there's like maybe 2 testing sessions a day. And there's like, no one tests for SMP, and I'm trying to get tested there because there's a low penalty in losing a match for another player's tier test, but a significant penalty in losing your own due to the 30-day period, 30-day failure cooldown in some modes. This creates the effect of the player testing for the rank, trying to magnitude harder than their opponent who wouldn't feel compelled to do the same degree to play at their best. Over time, this can lead to rank inflation. That is true. I feel like there's so many low tier series at this point in like Crystal PvP, because that's like a popular game mode. There's a chance that you are assigned a player significantly better than other opponents in a tier, which leads to gatekeeping, which I hate gatekeeping because there's like a lot of high tier trees getting gate kept low tier 2. Even though Marlow did that for high tier 1, beat them, but thus repeating the cycle, creating more of these prospects that are stuck in lower tier gatekeeping each other, blah blah blah. Players are able to easily boost each other by letting them win by a small amount. This can be done completely untraceable as a silent. Most of the understanding agreement law to avoid any chance of punishment or being caught. At its worst, that this had led players being able to ladder up the ranks and definitely until 1 to 2 players in the friend group reach their highest peak and fail to establish themselves in the next tier. Yes, boosting is a thing. And it's super easy to boost someone in MCTiers, especially like if you know them and realize that, like, say if, oh, I have a high tier 3 friend, but I'm actually low tier 4 still, they can play on my account, boost me to high tier 3 or low tier 3. The overarching problem with both ranking systems that it has potential for low accuracy in a multitude of conditions, including its high suspected or 2 rating. That is true. And a low rate of correction due to its high latency. Yes, you can go, say if you're like, I don't know, you're West player and you're testing against a East player in the United States, the ping difference could be, because ping matters in the game because it could be laggy and you can ghost easily, especially in Crystal PvP. Rating system. I was originally hesitant the idea of shifting systems, while I knew it was definitely the right way to go for mid to low tiers due to the problems associated with volunteer testing. Thought that there would be no way we could benefit from using a rating system at a high level. Basically, the rest of this is how the rating system is failed, which not really failed, but there's flaws in the rating system, which we just discussed the main parts right here. So I'm just going over the main parts of this of what Marlow is putting out right here, and I'm not going to read everything. So that is the first. So that's the first part of the future of MCTiers right here. So for the second one, which is improving parity between lists. There's a lack of parity between each tier list, which often makes it confusing for new players. For example, a player tests on UHC using a mod that's allowed there, then decides to test an axe using the same mod which it happens to be banned there. The result, the player might find themselves banned indefinitely. Following the same logic, if a player is banned for cheating axe, they're currently able to transfer to another game mode and continue cheating. The overarching problem here comes down to the fact that the tier list is heavily decentralized and lacking a universal set of rules to hold things together in a clear and understandable manner. Every manager has a different idea of how each list should run, and that can be created of a number of incongruencies. Each manager has also a different idea on what type of staff behavior is acceptable, some being strict and some allowing excess amount of toxicity. I believe that these problems should be solved with a consistent ranking system. I agree. A rule set for players and staff, and a consistent rubric for punishments. Now on to the conversion to a definite duration punishment system. Wait, who's editing right here? Anonymous Rabbit. Was someone editing the feature of MCTiers? What? Instead of using indefinite punishments, use as a set ban duration. This way, the player always knows concretely when they will be unbanned, or if they are unbanned, or if they are banned permanently. The way to complete with this rules inherently enforcing in-game server. Example, instead of a vague rule for no pot draining, which cannot be clearly enforced, make it fundamental and impossible to pot drain. Following this type of infraction largely reduces the potential for staff bias and corruption, protecting both staff members from being accused of it and players from falling victim to it. I believe converting to this type of system would create a much better player/staff relationship and increased degree of trust. On to the final thing that Marlow put in this document: why migrate? Over the past 4 years, I've helped to build the tier list community in a few major ways that will be relevant to this section. The creation of MCTiers, a website to display tiers which previously had been written out manually into a Google spreadsheet. the implementation of the overall ranking system, which encouraged players to branch out and explore other game modes. Creating an original design for a waitlist, queuing, and result system, and directing its implementation in form of a Discord bot, creating the blacklist, which established punishments for malicious activities such as doxing, DDoSing, etc., which were all previous allowed. It is also relevant to the context of this section to mention that I have been playing for 3 projects of fronts of graphic design work, programming, and monthly hosting. After contributing to the networks as a staff member for a year and a half in September 2022, I was officially promoted to network owner, and I've continued to build upon the tier list ever since. In this section, I'll be getting to topics that might be controversial. The reason that a separation is necessary for the tier list is actually most irrelevant from the systematic disagreements. In fact, I know that I cannot pronounce his name. The founder of the original tier list network actually agrees with me of many issues I mentioned. I believe that the best way I can summarize the problem here is that the network has been neglected to a degree so strong that it has resulted in months of halted progress with no clear idea as to what's going on, with the limited information I was given turning out to be false. For those of you who are unfamiliar, I do not have a good relationship with the third network owner, Learn. This is because the unequivalency true that Learn has been slightly manipulative towards me and even the community at large on several occasions. There are numerous proven instances of dishonest and target behavior against me. Some of these instances include lying about lying about rules to subject me to unfair conditions, mentally made scenarios that appear to be genuine or heartfelt, turning me in ways that make me look like a dishonest person, narcissistic / demeaning remarks in private while substantiaously appearing friendly with me. The exact of Learn's behavior towards me caused to eventually defend myself in the form of a 4-minute video segment proving the character and debunking many of the related controversies that was mirrored as a result, which is in the video my experience with the Minecraft community on Marlow's channel. So this is the reason why Marlow is migrating, which are all valid reasons, and these are all cool things that Marlow's doing for the MCTiers community, and I am excited for it. I'm truly excited for the MCTiers, what's going to be next. And this is the answer to the first question that you might have, and I'm going to be moving on to the second one. So for the second reason, or actually no, the second question, how can we explain the clips that was constantly used throughout the videos about, oh, is Marlow cheating? Marlow, it's over, Marlow cheating. How do we explain these clips? How do we explain them? And my honest, genuine answer is, we don't know. And like what Marlow put it, she's going to be making a video about there's certain techniques that no one knows about that could probably explain these clips. Like the most common one is the Marlow versus Swipe clip, where in the pot PvP game mode, I'm not sure what timestamp it is at, but it is somewhere in this video, which is probably somewhere in this video, but I cannot find it. So my honest, genuine answer is this: I don't know. We don't know how to explain these clips. Marlow is just probably built different, because if you're just tier 1 and basically majority of the game modes, because Marlow retired from like 3, which I'll be talking about that in a second. So general answer, I don't know, but my assumption is Marlow will be releasing a video about these methods, that why she's really good at PvP. So for the third reason, which is when will the full video about all this be dropped? And not an honest answer, I don't know, but I'm guessing it's soon after what Marlow said right here, which I'll be reading now, and I already read a few bit in the beginning. This isn't a response video. I intend to go in great detail much about the misinformation being spread in the extensive video essay, which I'll be working on separately from this one to be released at a later date. I also plan to educate people on the lesser known Minecraft mechanics behind some of the clips being used as evidence against me, which I just talked about. Unrelated to hacking, there have been a lot of verifiability false claims being cast towards me in these smear campaigns, which also could be debunked. It is regularly claimed that the tier list migration was a decision intended purely for self-benefit / fraudulence, which that's crazy, a crazy claim. Despite some substantial evidence justifying the necessity of splitting off this alongside allegations of theft, etc. will be included in my debunk video. But if you're interested in reading up about that part, you can view the document I previously wrote right here, which I just talked about. It sounds like it's going to be released around this year, but not soon, because it's a later date, which Marlow didn't say soon. We don't know. And also Marlow did say the debunk video will talk about the clips that was used as evidence against Marlow. Also, Marlow has nice hair, by the way. And yeah, so yep, that's the answer to this question. We don't know what's coming out, but I'm guessing it's soon, but where Marlow puts it, it's probably not. The last and final question is, why didn't Marlow retire? As you can see right here, Marlow retired High Tier 1, UHC, and Axe PvP, and as today, Marlow just retired from UHC. Is there any more game modes that Marlow will retire from? And my assumption right here is there's no full answer why Marlow retired, but my big assumption is that all the clips that was used as evidence of Marlow cheating were all in these game modes, UHC, Axe, and Crystal PvP. And I believe there was one clip for Mace. I'm not sure. You can double check in the comments below. Just let me know. But these are all the game modes used as evidence for Marlow. All the game modes that was clips of evidence for Marlow. So my assumption is Marlow did not want to test anywhere else, so she retired from these game modes just to get it clear, just to be clear, steer clear of any more evidence that could be used on Marlow and just bring down her reputation more, which is a valid reason in my opinion. That's why I'm assuming this, but there is really no answer why Marlow did this. So yep, that's basically the last answer. That's basically the answer for the last question, number 4. And also, I have a Discord server, link in the description below, and all these videos, all the footage, and everything I used that was not from me will be linked in the description below. And hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out, and like and subscribe, because I'm trying to get monetized and hit 2K.